What's going on, everybody? So I recently reviewed Tron Ares, and I pretty much said everything I had to about it. Mixed in a little bit of legacy about my thoughts about that, about Tron, the original release. Talked a little bit about the games, a little bit about the TV shows and stuff. But I just wanted to put a few minutes into each of those once more before I get into Tron Legacy, the review of Tron Legacy from a fan, my personal opinions as a fanboy. Also watching it when it came out, because that's when it all happened. And I will get, not, I wouldn't say into detail, but I will explain how it all happened from when I saw the teaser trailer. And it's gonna get good though. It's gonna get good. So just bear with me. But I appreciate anybody that watched my Tron Ares review. I had a lot of fun actually talking about that one. I tried to be a little mild about my tone, because I do get irritated by some reviewers. I mean, I'm sure when you search the Tron Ares reviews, you're gonna just see like thumbnails with stupid faces that say flopped. How was Tron Ares? And then people just like, I counted probably like 6 or 7 reviews where you look at the thumbnail and they look like cookie cutter, just a different dumbass face on it, making the dumbest face you could think of. And that's what the internet turned into. But me, just from a fanboy, just from my personal opinion, my experience and everything. So let's get started with just a couple of thoughts, a couple things I wanted to share about Tron Ares that I didn't share the first time. I talked about how the reviewers like to talk about like letting us know that we shouldn't go see it, that we shouldn't waste our money or our time, that we should skip it. That bothers me, because or this is my favorite one. You know, I said that my favorite, like the thing I most hate for them to say is to skip it or to not waste your money or to not go see it. But what really bothers me is when they say they need to stop making they need to stop making these movies. Motherfucker, why? Just because you're not happy? Should they? If you ask me, should they keep making these motherfucking movies? Make them look beautiful. Put some badass music in it. Choose okay actors. I don't even care, man. You know what? You know what? The older I get, the more I like to see new faces. You know, new actors. So to me, it doesn't even matter. It needs to just sound badass. It needs to look badass. Give me something to watch and have so much fun when I go to the movies. That's all I ask for. I think that every true Tron fan, that's all they ask for, is to go see something really chaotic, really crazy at the movies that we're gonna walk out like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So let's get back to Tron Ares. That's the one thing that I wanted to mention before I get into just talking about the original Tron a little bit and why I kind of can't watch that one too much. But anyway, to finish off about Tron Ares, yes, I don't like that they say do not make another one. They need to stop making them. Dude, screw you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to stop watching them. You need to stop hyping it up. You need to stop being curious about it. If you already know what's going to happen, don't go watch it. It's not for you, man. And that's all I have to say about that. Moving on to the original Tron. So the original Tron, Jeff Bridges is basically in all 3 of them, all 3 movies. And I think the thing that I most I find hard to watch about Tron is when you see the segments, and I'm talking about the original Tron, when you see those parts in the movie that are the light cycle scenes and all those, they're pretty cool. Like when you see the recognizers and you see parts of the grid and all that stuff, it's pretty cool. But one thing that I find really hard to get past, and I know this is 82, 28 years before Tron Legacy. I understand that. And remember, this is just my opinion as a fanboy. And yes, it took Legacy to turn me into a Tron fanboy. But watching the original Tron, what the problem was with that one is that I don't like how they look like they're in costumes the whole time. You know, like there wasn't CGI back then. They tried their best with the visual effects and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I didn't like that whole like, wow, I could tell they're in costumes. And I don't like that the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes the lights on their costumes or suits, they would just like kind of, you could see them twitch, almost like it wasn't done too well, you know? And I understand, like I said, it's way back in the day, and they're trying their best and whatever, they're trying to do something different, and I guess back then for what it was cool. But even if I would have watched it in the 90s, man, which was my childhood in the 90s, I probably wouldn't have liked that movie at all. I just would have been like, oh, look at the cool colors, look at the light cycles. And it's amazing because when you go from like the scenes with like Tron and all the characters in there, like Flynn and all that, and Dillinger, and you see all these characters, you're like, okay, that's like totally different visual effects than like the light cycle scenes and all that. But it's still pretty cool. It's just really tough to get through, really tough to watch, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Anybody that is curious about Tron, it's important that you do see the first one, just so you see where everything started, just so you know who everyone is, because you will see characters in Legacy, you will see characters in Ares, and you will see characters in Uprising that are from the original Tron movie. So you kind of need to see that. Anyway, getting to Tron Legacy. Holy crap. You know, I've always been a person that enjoyed, I think I mentioned it in my Ares review, that I've always been a person that really enjoys loud, chaotic, like I like war movies too. I've seen a few war movies. Like I remember Black Hawk Down was one I went to go see at the movies, and it was awesome because my uncle took me. And you know, I went to go see Superman recently. I'm trying to think of all the movies I've seen at the movies, man, where I'm like, yeah, man, you definitely need to see this type of movie at the movies, you know, because I've seen comedies at the movies, and it's not the same as watching like King Kong, or I went to go see like Pacific Rim. That was fucking awesome. If you got to see Pacific Rim at the movies, at the theaters, you know what I'm talking about. It is absolutely incredible. Now, if you don't care about stuff like that, you see, a lot of things that I mention in my Ares review are just like people that are hardly interested. People that just go because they got invited. People that just go because they have nothing to do. And, you know, they're just like, hey, that looks cool. The motorcycles. What is that? Oh, it's Tron. Oh, Jared Leto's in it. Oh, cool. All right, whatever. Oh, the guy from 32nd of Mars. It's the interest part. You got to get hooked, right? Like, I feel like you have to have an interest for either the movie, the world. So this is what happened. It was 2009 at the peak of like my PS3 days. And I was just into my video games and everything, right? And then I heard about a teaser in 2009. A teaser, probably the best teaser that ever came out for anything. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The teaser is way different. And for all you old school Legacy fans that saw it when it came out at the time, real time, you know what I'm talking about. There was a teaser, and then there was an actual trailer for the actual Tron Legacy movie. The teaser consisted of like a dude, like two light cycle dudes. One I believe was blue and one was green, and I think the green one was chasing the blue program in this teaser. And it was just the coolest fucking teaser, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I think months later they finally came out with the actual trailer for the Tron Legacy, which you started seeing different colors in the light cycles, different colors in their costumes and their, you know, the programs and all that stuff. And you saw a lot of changes also. You saw plenty of changes in even the helmets and even the CGI and everything. But the teaser was so fucking cool, man. It was so cool, dude. Like, you almost wish that you would have seen those colors more. You know, you almost wish that it would have. But it was pretty, like, the teaser was pretty much 80% faithful to the way the actual movie came out. It's just, I guess they didn't want to really give too much, or they were just finishing it up or editing or doing some changes. I don't know. But the point is that they did show Jeff Bridges in the teaser, which was really cool. So everybody was like already hyped. So when I saw that teaser, I was already hyped for it. I saw the fucking trailer, the regular one that came out. Oh, I was like, dude, let's do this, right? So then I think I bought the game after. I bought the game after I saw the movie, because there was a PS3 game that I bought that it was called Tron Evolution. I believe I bought it after the game. I mean, after the movie came out. because I believe, I don't know if I heard that the game, I don't know if I heard that the game was going to come out throughout the same time as the movie, but I'm sure it was confirmed later that the game came out maybe like weeks before or something, before the movie, because I guess the game was a type of prequel, and that game is called TRON Evolution, and it was pretty cool. It wasn't too hard. It was one of those kind of like, if you ever played Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, like there's a lot of climbing going on, there's a lot of racing, it was a cool little adventure, platformer, climbing, like just a bunch of stuff like that, but it was in the grid, and it was pretty fun actually, dude. A lot of like disc battles and all that. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm not gonna go into the plot too much, as I feel like it's not that important, because it's just cooler for you guys to watch it. But I think what I will do is talk about some of the highlights, like the highlight scenes, where they're just absolutely amazing to watch, like just beautiful fucking scenes, music and visuals, just it's fucking beautiful. And us fans, like, every time we hear of something Tron, we already know what they're gonna give us. We expect it, we love it. So when reviewers are always saying like, oh, they gotta stop making this, they gotta drop the franchise, nobody asked for this sequel, fuck you, I asked for the sequel. What you talking about? Like, you know, and that's my point, is I'm tired of people reviewing it that don't give a fuck. I care. You don't want another one? How about this? You know what? I'll do you one better. Don't fucking go see it when it comes out. Do me that favor. Do me and all the fans that favor, and don't go fucking see it. Because you know what will happen? You know what's smart? If you don't go see it, they don't get the money. So they won't make another one for you, so they won't disappoint you. Does that make sense? So that's cool. Now, let us pay for it. The ones that really want to see it. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, come on. Enough of the stupid faces on your thumbnails. So right away, you get a digitized fucking castle, like I talked about before. The intro, it's beautiful, man. The music, it's epic. Such a fucking intro. It's like music reminiscent to, like, if anybody likes the Stranger Things intro, like I know you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? For anybody that's seen Tron Legacy and watched Stranger Things, you're going to be like, well, yeah, I get it. It has that same kind of 80s electronic sound type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds like that. And then the scenes are so cool, man. Like, it shows Sam Flynn, by the way, he's riding a motorcycle, and it has like a theme, and it sounds like different than the other themes. Then he's like, there's stuff happening in NCOM, and he sneaks in and blah blah blah, jumps off a building, and then, you know, but the change from nighttime being out out in the world to when he finally walks into he walks into the arcade, and rocking music comes out, goes down to the basement, boom, gets sucked into the grid, and right away, the music, the vibe, it sucks you the fuck in. And I don't know if you guys noticed that when you're watching it, the screen opens up. When you go into the grid, it fucking opens up. Like, it's like super widescreen in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, when you go into the grid, it opens the screen up, like, beautifully and everything. And right away, dude, he gets thrown into, like, an arena where they get him, like, they take his clothes off, like, I forgot what they're called, the sirens, I think, some chicks, like, they take his clothes off, and they give him a fucking, you know, an outfit, those outfits that they use, and he becomes, like, half program, half user, or whatever. And then it just, one of my favorite scenes, personally, it's when he goes into the arena. He comes out in a pod with a bunch of other programs, and, like, the music and everything is so fucking epic, man. The crowd screaming, and right away he's thrown into, like, a disc battle with, like, all these fucking characters and programs, and he eventually, like, boss fight with one of the characters named Rinsler, which is the coolest fucking thing. Like, the coolest fight you could ever see. Like, I know you've seen fights before. You've seen, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You've seen fucking The Transporter. You've seen action movies. You've seen every fight you could possibly think of. But when you see Rinsler fight, you know, like, we've watched Marvel movies. We've watched Batman. We've watched DC. We've watched all sorts of fighting scenes. But when you watch Rinsler fight Sam Flynn, like, with the identity discs. It is just incredible, dude. Incredible. He tries to escape. They capture his ass. Take him over to Clue. Clue is the character that is basically like a program clone of Kevin Flynn, which is Jeff Bridges, and he's the one that basically brought in Sam Flynn. He sent him like a pager. Yeah, if you see the movie, it's a funny scene. And he ultimately like screws him and makes him get in there because he thinks it's his dad that's calling him. Sam Flynn thinks it's Kevin Flynn calling him, but it actually turns out to be Clue. And then when the light cycle race, the battle is just fucking awesome, man. Awesome shit. Like, it just doesn't stop. And the soundtrack really keeps that vibe, that rhythm. It keeps you interested and hooked. Because Daft Punk so there's a lot of sounds that are electronic. There's a lot of songs or like tracks that are like very like they're not too electronic. Some of them sound a little like classical music, a little epic music, little there's some jams are like you think Johnny Elfman wrote it, or like John Williams. Like, there's just some classical type sounding shit mixed in with like electronic dance music or whatever. And oh man, it just does not stop. It does not stop. Like, End of Line, there's a club that's all the way up in a tower. And another one of my favorite tracks and my favorite scene, and he's walking in with one of the sirens. Her name is, I think, what's her name? She's like, has white hair. Her name is, what's her name? I keep forgetting her name, man, but Gem. There you go. So he walks in with her, and then there's a theme, a track called End of Line, and that one is it's a sick scene, man. And then everything happens up there. See, the reason I'm being vague is because I don't really want to let too much go. When I talk about reviewing, I do it very vaguely. I don't want to give too much because it's so much fun to watch, but I'm just letting you know like the locations that things happen in and how. But when you see it, it's something very different than whatever I said, because it's so vague, but and I know one of everybody's favorite part, like, it's the visuals. This is where I'm going to talk about when it comes to the visuals. There are scenes where there's something called de-resolution, and what de-resolution is basically you get deleted, or I guess in the grid it's like dying, but you don't really die. You could get reintegrated, I guess, like they remake you, kind of like in Ares, how they remake him type shit. And when you get de-resed, is what they call it, is basically you just shatter. You shatter as a program. You shatter into like 100,000 little bits of glass. It looks so fucking awesome, man. It is something else, I'm telling you. Like, it's so unique. It's so fresh. Like the Tron franchise. It's fresh. It's something so different. It's like, I am so tired of watching Marvel. I am so tired of watching, you know what I'm saying? Like, you keep seeing the same shit over and over and over again. Sci-fi, spaceships. Like, I'm so fucking tired of all that. So like, when you go see something like Tron and you get taken into the grid and you see people get de-resed and shatter into thousands of pieces of glass, it's just something different. The fact that people still have time to be like, oh man, this movie flopped, it's boring, I'm like, damn, that's not for you, man. I'm sorry, it isn't for you. The opinions are gonna come in, it doesn't matter. People, like I said, are gonna say whatever they want, and they're entitled to it, whether it sounds silly, dizzy, retarded, whatever. And I'm sorry for slurring, but it could be really stupid sometimes, like the things people say, like, hey, they need to stop making these. No, you need to stop going to see these movies, because they're not made for you, man. You went to go see all these movies, you played all these games, you gave them all shitty ratings, and yet you still go and waste your money. If you really want them to stop making these, stop paying for it. Let me pay for it. And if that's not enough, then there you go. You win. You get what you want, right? But it continues and continues with the visuals, and the characters are cool. They connect, and, Cora is one of my favorites because she's like an ISO. Basically like a program that on its own was created, kind of like evolutionary, like she just came out of nowhere in the computer system, and she's those type of people, the ISOs are like very innocent and they could learn good things, and basically, they're not corrupted and stuff like that. So she's really cool, and you could see like the sympathy that Kevin Flynn has for her. Sam connects with her. It's just a fucking experience, man. The music, the visuals, it's CGI throughout the whole thing. It's just, there's a lot of reds, a lot of blues, just so much happening, man, in that movie. And it's all beautiful, absolutely beautiful to watch. And I was very excited. Very excited. Like like I said, I saw that shit 3 times, guys. 3 times. 3 fucking times in 3D. Like I bet like, I think like $50. So it must have been like $15 a pop every time I went to go see it in 3D. Because I remember spending like $50 seeing it 3 times. Like I did the math. So it must have been like 15 every time. Because the 2 second times must have been like matinee or something, and I went to go see it a little cheaper. I don't remember, but the point was that I went to go see it 3 times. I bought the Daft Punk album. I bought the Evolution game. I had a couple T-shirts. I bought the Korra action figure. I think they came out with like some little 3-4 inch figures, and I was able to find her. And she looks like this, by the way. She has the helmet on. A few people asked me what game this was, and this one is called TRON Runner. TRON RUNR. Yeah, with like a slash. I don't know. I'm playing it on PlayStation. I don't know if like Xbox has it or PC, but I'm playing it on PlayStation, and it's pretty fun, man. This one, I think I'm not gonna say I like it better than Evolution, but it's definitely fun. It's not that hard. It's one of those arcade games that like it gets harder as you go. Like every level gets like extremely harder. And so what happens is, in this game, because I'm just showing gameplay of this because I'm not a crazy YouTuber. I don't have a PC where I can clip things and everything. I know how to do all that, but it's just, I'm not in the place to be doing that right now. I don't have a PC, so I can't really cut or edit or anything, so I just figured put a little bit of gameplay. So what this game is, it's called Runner, and basically right here I think you do like online battles of some kind, and then right here you do like checkpoint races. You saw that? Like you have to hit the checkpoints so the timer can continue. And then this one is basically the one where you're running. And you just gotta jump obstacles and stuff like that. You gotta just kind of like, get through it. And it gets harder as you go. It's really fun. But anyway, so Tron Legacy, man, it was just one of those things where I saw it and I could not wait for the Blu-ray to come out. And I remember Target actually had a special edition identity disc case, and I don't know if they got like 5 of them or something, and like I didn't get to get one. I never found one. I don't know why. I think I waited a few days after the release and they ran out. But yeah, man, I've had that. That's one of the oldest Blu-rays I have, the Tron Legacy one, along with like Avatar and 310 to Yuma, and yeah, man, it's something else. Like it literally one of my top favorite movies, period. Tron, just one of my top 5 easy, next to like Reservoir Dogs. And I have a weird list of movies. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, obviously, because we all we're gonna choose our favorite movies for what they are. I've met a lot of people that their favorite movie is The Dark Knight. I've met a lot of people that their favorite movie is The Godfather, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I get it. I don't know if it's biased or not, whatever. But the point is that, yeah, I'm sure I understand why that would be, because those are great movies, But when it comes to me and my opinions and my experiences and what I like and how I process a movie, especially at the theater, Tron Legacy is definitely a movie that I could say is one of my favorites at the theater, and my favorite just in general, just because of how fresh it is, how beautiful it looks, how it sounds. Like I said, I bought the album, man. I bought toys. I had T-shirts. I got a goddamn custom T-shirt printed with Korra on it. Like, I actually saved a picture from Google, took it to a kiosk, at the mall and got that shit pasted or printed or whatever on a t-shirt because I loved the movie so much, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't get the reviews, just like Eris didn't get them. It didn't get good reviews, man. It was like at a 6. That it dragged in a lot of parts and blah blah, all these complaints, which are valid. I understand, like I said. But it's funny how like 10 years later, 15 years later, I bet those same people that didn't really enjoy Tron Legacy and gave it those ratings are still complaining about the Ares one too. And I'm just like, guys, these movies are not for you. You know, just I can't stand that people will hype it. People will be like, all right, cool, I want to see this. I want to see how this one does. I've only seen Tron Legacy once. I don't remember when it came out. I didn't really like that one. But I want to see what happens with this one. You go and you're like, it flopped. It was another flop, just like the last one. They need to stop making these. No, I said it before. Stop going to see them, guys. You know, every time I click on a review, it's not that I need to hear positive all the time. I know that it's got its flaws. You know, these movies have their flaws. Like I said, they drag sometimes. Sometimes they're stupid characters. Sometimes they're parts that are like supposed to be funny, but they aren't. They just fall flat, and we're just like, that was kind of stupid. That was kind of cringe. Maybe they could have gone without that, but it's just sometimes like, oh, they need to stop making these, or don't waste your money. It's not worth your time. This movie's bad. It's terrible. Like, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. Are you serious, man? Like, come on. That's crazy shit right there. And one thing I can't I find really, really funny is when I search the reviews, just like everybody with their cookie cutter style of like thumbnail, like they make a dumb face, like like a turd walked by and they got a weird smell, like it's, guys, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? Let's be a little unique, you know. I'm a nobody, man. I got like no followers. Just having fun, talking about something I really, really love and I'm passionate about. You know, I'm not trying to I don't have 1 million followers. I don't even have thousands. I don't even have hundreds. You know, I'm just a regular dude that is just a straight up fanboy of this. And I'm just letting you know how I feel, man. You know, I'm not trying to get likes. I'm not trying to get followers, but I'm just trying to be raw as fuck and letting you guys know that it's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. It really isn't, man. Like, there's so much junk and bullshit that's in the movies. And I bet you can mention a movie. You could give me a list of 10 movies, and I'll tell you, that's a stupid movie. And that's one of your 10 favorite at the movies, really? Like, that's a stupid fucking movie, you know? Like, if you are one of those people that will say, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but it's just my opinion. Remember, we can say whatever we want. If you're one of those people that say, oh, any Mission Impossible movie is better than Tron Legacy, I will laugh in your fucking face, hoping that I accidentally gleek and I just spray all over your fucking chin, because that's hilarious. Hilarious. But then, wait a minute, let's go back. That's your opinion, right? Okay, cool. Because a lot of people, what they do is, like, I saw some people talking on some reviews, like on the comments. A guy said, most people liked it. Why are people shitting on it? And then some really arrogant asshead was like, well, most people are idiots. Okay, guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, it's probably smart not to be a keyboard warrior, because you really look stupid. I think keyboard warriors look really, really dumb. You know, and they need to chill. Like, you know, I think the internet has ruined freedom of speech, because it's just a little bit too easy to say things online, you know, and you know, we don't even know who you are. You're just like anonymous, and you don't get that reaction face to face, you know. So it's a little laughable. But I'm gonna end this because I need to conclude this review, because I can go on all day about how much I love Tron Legacy. I've seen it so many times, and then a couple years ago, I wanted to upgrade. You know, I've been waiting for the 4K. I don't know if anybody was able to get that. You know, lucky you. I tried, and I don't know what happened. It was such a weird, quiet release, very limited, and they were sold out everywhere the same day. I believe it was September 12th, September 16th, September 29th. I don't know why it was such a confusing release, but I wasn't able to get a 4K of it. But a couple years ago, I went on eBay, and I was able to get a 3D the 3D Tron Legacy Blu-ray collection for $8, man. Somebody had it for $8, fresh, clean. When I got it, I looked at all the discs. Everything was clean. The case is clean with a little holographic front cover and everything. And that's as best as I could upgrade it, because I feel like, damn, I needed to at least upgrade it, because I had my original Blu-ray for about 11 years. And I'm like, man, I need to buy another one to burn that one, because if my Legacy burns out, I don't really want to buy another one for $12, you know. But the 3D one is actually pretty cool, because if you have I have a VR headset. I have the VR for the PlayStation, and you can actually watch 3D movies on it, on that VR headset. I don't know if you guys knew. So if you find on eBay, or if you ever find any, if you go like to secondhand media stores that have like used games and stuff like that, if you're able to find any movies that are 3D and you have a VR headset for like the PlayStation, you can actually watch 3D movies on it. Yes. So I bought that shit, and it's like, yeah, I've seen it in 3D, the Tron on the headset. It's pretty cool, man. You know, like I said, I needed to upgrade anyway. But to conclude this, Tron Legacy is, and somebody asked me, they're like, do you like Tron Ares more or Tron Legacy? Absolutely Tron Legacy, because it takes place in the grid, most of it. A lot of the movie takes place in the grid. The music, I think, is a little better, slightly better. The characters are cooler. It's funnier. It's just, there's such a relaxation. Maybe people that went to go see it at the movies, it wasn't for them because they felt claustrophobic, like everything was too black, too dark. You know, and me, it's such a pleasant movie to watch, because everything takes place in darkness. Like, everything is dark. Like, everything is dark. I said that like 5 times. And then their outfits and the light cycles, everything's glowing like neon. It's just, and I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Black lights, dark, neon stuff. You know, I'm a big fan of all that stuff. So to me, that wasn't that bad. But others, like, you know, there's always something they've got to nitpick. And like I said, opinions are subjective. Hell yeah, go ahead, say whatever the fuck you want. The fucked up part about saying whatever we want is that I'm going to say what I want. And sometimes that shit ain't pleasant, you know? I will talk shit because I get fucking irritated of like, oh, don't see it. They need to stop making these movies. Hey, let me look up a review and look at a stupid face on a thumbnail of somebody that reviewed it. Like, guys, come on, man. Come up with something different at least, please. So anyway, if you've never seen Tron Legacy, I suggest you watch the Tron game. Not the Tron game. Watch the first original Tron, because then you'll understand things that are happening in Tron Legacy. And then continuing to watch Tron Ares, so you understand everything, because there are characters and there are links. There are links. And now, for people that were upset, I didn't bring this up in the Tron Ares review, but people were upset that it didn't really link Tron Legacy to the Tron Ares movie. There, without spoiling, there is some little connection somehow at the end. There's a little connection, you know, and that brings me to my last concluding point, or what should I say, comments on the linking between Legacy and Ares. I do not give a fuck that they didn't link the stories or the characters together. To me, it was enough that Kevin Flynn was in it, you know? That was enough for me. They could make, I don't give a shit how many movies, and not link the characters together. As long as they link something together, that's fine enough for me. I didn't go into this one expecting, oh, we're going to see Sam Flynn again, Cora again, we're going to see Tron again. I did not go into this assuming that would happen. I don't know why everybody's world fell apart when they didn't get to see Cora again or Sam Flynn. I was like, why? I feel like I was the only one that didn't really care. Even my buddy, the one I went to go see Tron Legacy with a few times, even he was upset. He's like, man, you know, I didn't like that they didn't link this together. I was like, dude, I don't even care. Keep giving me the light cycles. Keep giving me the Tron world. Keep giving me the grid. Keep giving me, change the artists every time they come out with a movie, and I will listen and watch it. I don't care. I don't care. And I believe any real fan, any true fan, they're going to have their criticisms, but they're going to be like, give me more Tron. Give me more Tron. And like I said, man, it took 15 years. 15 years. The longest wait the longest I have ever waited for a movie, for a sequel. It took that long. Like, I'm sure people that saw Beetlejuice, when the second Beetlejuice came out, they're like, they were big fans of the original, and they're like, whoa, 20, 30 years later, here we got a Beetlejuice 2. Damn, I understand. Freaky Friday, 20 years later, you know? This Tron Ares was that. The Tron Ares was that to me. Just like Beetlejuice was to the Beetlejuice fan base. I waited 15 fucking years, man. I had kids throughout that time. You know what I'm saying? From Tron Legacy to now, dude, I saw Tron Legacy 2 years before I had kids. And I went to take my kids to see Tron Ares because they are now teenagers. Isn't that crazy? That's what it is, baby. That's why they need to continue to make them, and that's why they will continue to make them. I feel like Disney has like a very like affection. They have some kind of liking to it. They know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing. Everybody's saying, oh, they're wasting money, the box office, this and that, flops, blah, blah, blah. Disney knows what the fuck they're doing, man. And I continue to give them confidence for the Tron franchise, and I hope that they continue to make them for me, so I can take my family, so my daughters could take me in 15 or 20 years and our grandkids. You see how cool that is? It's not about making videos. It's not about, hey, I'm gonna get ratings, I'm gonna get 300 likes, I'm gonna get 300 views in 2 weeks because I talked about how it flopped and everything, and I'm telling people and influencing them. And then of course you got that wave of people that are gonna believe everything you say and listen to you. Guys, if you have an interest, if you are curious about the Tron world, if you like music, loud stuff, you like electronica, if you like beautiful visuals, go see all this shit, you know? And maybe one day they'll stop making them. Maybe they will. Maybe that's it. They'll pull the fucking plug, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. So I don't have to be looking at stupid faces on thumbnails anymore. But if they continue, people need to stop going to see them if they don't really care. Leave it for us, the fans. And I'm going to leave it with Tron Legacy is one of the coolest, most beautiful sounding, most visually stunning experiences that I have ever had in my life. And it's yet to be topped. Did Tron Ares top it? No. But it's right under it. Could the next one top it? We'll see. I'll see you guys.